Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here and welcome back to another Aether Gazer video. So this is my first video back. I'm back from being out of town. It was a fantastic time with the family. I hope you had an amazing Merry Christmas and a happy holiday, spending it with your loved ones and your friends and family as well. Let me know in the comments down below if that was the case for you. Anyways, first video back. I wanted to go ahead because this came out when I was out of town. I did want to go ahead and talk about something that I don't see being discussed that much in the community for some reason, and I think it needs to be praised, and I think more attention needs to be brought to it because this is one of the many reasons why Aether Gazer deserves more attention and why it's such a fantastic game that more people should be playing and more people should know about Aether Gazer, and that is the custom scan. Once again, I haven't seen too many people talking about it. I'm not too sure why. This is a quality of life. I don't know if it's a quality of life. Let me take that back. It is a feature that I believe we're receiving earlier than what the CN version received. You can correct me if I'm mistaken down below, but I do believe we're receiving this earlier. Now, I know what people are stating. They're saying that this is bait. They're only doing this because it's going to get you to spend your resources before 2.0. And yeah, that may have some merit and some value to it. That's kind of true. But at the same time, it doesn't diminish the fact that this is a fantastic thing that they did for us, especially for new players and especially for free-to-play players, and also especially for veteran players that may have missed out on a specific modifier, just depending on when you started playing the game. For me, as an example, there are two that I'm missing out on specifically, and that is Athena that you see right here, and that's just because I wasn't able to pull her for whatever reason. And then the other one was Tsukuyomi because I started playing the game after her banner left. So if I was a player in that position that wanted to go ahead and pick up those modifiers, this is a fantastic thing that they went ahead and provided us and gives us the opportunity to go ahead and grab those modifiers. For new players, this is obviously fantastic because you're able to pick up some very strong modifiers to start off your account and get the ball rolling. And for free-to-play players, once again, if you missed out on a modifier, this is your opportunity to go and grab it. But you do have to take into consideration, there is an asterisk, that we have Flame Tier coming out probably next week. We should be seeing some information on him here in the next couple of days. He should be rolling out next week, and then 2.0 thereafter. So if you have enough premium currency saved up, if you have enough resources, this would be, I think, a good opportunity to snag a strong modifier that you might be missing out on, and then continue to save for 2.0. Once again, if you have the currency. If not, of course you can skip this. You don't have to go for this. This is just a very nice thing that they did, but you don't have to take advantage of it. You can wait until Flame Tier or wait until 2.0. It is your prerogative, right? You do what's best for your account. But while we're here, I thought I would go ahead and recommend for my new players, or maybe even free-to-play players that are unsure, which are the modifiers that I would recommend picking up, and just give you my 2 cents based off of playing the game and using most of these modifiers extensively. So I do hope you enjoy and you get some value from today's video. Let's go ahead and hop straight into it. So like I mentioned, for me personally, I'm missing out on Athena and Tsukuyomi. These are two modifiers that I would be targeting just because I don't have them. But if you're a new player, let's say you're missing out on all of these modifiers, which ones would I recommend? I think first and foremost, to be quite honest with you, I would recommend Hera. And then as a very close second, or even tied for first, I would say, is Hades. Now let me explain. Now the reason why I say Hera, for all the reasons that you probably heard already beforehand, she is the best support on global until Ling Wang comes out. No other modifier can do what she can do until Ling Wang comes out, and she's a modifier that's universal. She can fit on every single team. She holds her value for such a long time, even till now in CN. And it'd be advantageous to pick up Hera and Ling Wang, in my opinion, so that way you can have Hera on one team and Ling Wang on the other, buffing your main DPSs for those specific teams. That is just my recommendation. That is my logic, then the way I look at it. Understandably, for new players, you know, Hera's not going to be the most beneficial modifier for you in the beginning because you're just starting out and you're building your teams, and she doesn't admittedly do the most damage. But once you do have your team built up, she is going to be invaluable to your account. And so I just always recommend picking her up because supports are always the way to go over DPS. You know, DPS are great for the time being, but they do get power crept far quicker than supports do. Supports usually hold their value for far longer. So Hera is just a phenomenal pickup to go ahead and grab. But I do understand for new players, Hades is very enticing, and the reason being is because you could pick up Hades, you could do some small investment, you could put a mediocre team around her, and you won Aether Gazer. That's how strong this modifier is, and she does still hold her value. Don't get it twisted, she's still good up until where CN is now, and she's probably only going to get better with new modifiers that come out, and she will probably get a synchro buff glow up too as well at some point in time, and she's still strong right now, so she doesn't necessarily need it. But if you grab yourself Hades as a new player right now, you really are in a fantastic position, because she's going to carry you until the end game. As you start to build her up, put more resources into her, get a better team around her, you're going to be able to clear all content. In some cases, she can solo a lot of the content just by herself. That's how good she is. So I understand for new players, this is very enticing, and this would be a fantastic pickup. So I think I would put them, you know, tied for first. Hera or Hades, just dependent on your gameplay, how you want your account to look, and what you are planning on doing moving forward in the future, right? Completely up to you. But these are, you can't go wrong in my opinion either way with either Hera or Hades. They're both fantastic. Now, moving on from there, who would I recommend after that? It just really depends. You know, it depends on what you're looking for once again, and it depends on what you're trying to do. And of course, you always go for your most favorite modifier, right? Regardless of what I say in my recommendations, you always pick up the modifier that you want the most on your account, because that's how you should be playing this game of Aether Gazer. That's why it's so good. Another reason why it's so good. But if you're asking me, in my opinion, probably the third option would be Oceanus, just because he is an incredibly strong modifier. He's incredibly fun to play, has one of the most fun play styles in the game, hands down, bar none, and he's easy to use. So new players can pick him up and use him very effectively and easily, and he's very free to play friendly. You can double S him with Reoccurring Dream to be able to get more intels for him, so you can make him even stronger. The Olympus Gen Zone in Global right now is a very strong Gen Zone, so you could put a good team around him. So I think Oceanus overall is a fantastic pickup. You can't go wrong with him, right? Now, moving on from there, once again, taking into account your specific account into consideration, if you snag the Thor, let's say you snipe Thor, obviously Osiris is going to shoot up to the top, right? Because that Thor Osiris team is top tier. It's meta at the moment, and it's incredibly strong. And Osiris is going to get that synchro buff. That's another thing to take into consideration, is that if you are looking towards the future and looking to synchro buff, which is, you know, ascending these modifiers even further beyond to make them stronger and make them exceptionally top tier, you have to double S them. So Scotty, Osiris, they're gonna have to be double S in order to synchro buff them to be even stronger, to where they're in that upper echelon tier. So that's something to take into consideration. Maybe there's a modifier like Scotty or Osiris you want to double S, you could certainly do that. But if you have Thor, you sniped her, Osiris, you know, that's a no-brainer, right? You pick her up, you pair those two together, and they're gonna carry you through the game. They're that good, right? They are that good. They are that good. So Osiris, a fantastic pickup. Also, cannot go wrong with her. Once again, Scotty might be another one that you're looking at for the double S if you have her already. If you don't have Scotty, you may, I don't know, you may want to hold off on this one. She's good, she's not bad, but she's not the greatest. And once again, you need to double S her, so who knows when you'll be able to do that again, unless you plan on going all in on this banner or you get lucky, whatever the case may be. But after Osiris, after Oceanus, I think my next recommendation, honestly, would either be Athena or Tsukiyomi. I think these two are tied. These two have a lot of similarities in terms of their strength. I think Athena is a bit stronger, but Tsukiyomi still holds her own. I think she gets her glow up, but I don't think it's as good from what I've been hearing. So for these two, much like Hades and Hera, I would probably keep these two tied. It just depends, once again, if you prefer Tsukiyomi's playstyle over Athena or Athena's over Tsukiyomi's. It just really depends. And then from there, it's completely up to you. I mean, all of these other modifiers are standard. Arctic Abyss Poseidon is a really solid pickup. Jinne you can get for free, so you don't have to worry about that. Sakura is very good, but I just don't think I would waste this on Sakura, to be quite honest with you. And then Asura is really good, but I just wouldn't waste this opportunity on these standard modifiers right here, to be frank. I would focus on the more limited ones, and I wouldn't use it on Shu. unless there is some type of news that comes out that she's getting a glow up between now and then, I wouldn't waste it on Shu. And Leviathan is very, very cool, but I just wouldn't waste it on Leviathan as well. So once again, just to reiterate, Hera, Hades, and then from there, if you snipe the Thor, I would get Osiris. If you didn't snipe a Thor, I would probably go Oceanus, and then you can go from there. Whatever you enjoy, it's at that point, it's up to you. So anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you got some value from it. Once again, this is one reason why I think Aether Gazer deserves more love and attention, because they do things like this all the time. Such quality of life updates, especially for the global side, and it's just very free to play friendly, always handing out things for us, always giving us enough currency to pull on banners. It's just an amazing game. It truly is. Let me know what you love most about Aether Gazer down in the comments below. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say, and I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys.